Hey you guys, it's your girl Fab, and right now I'm in my car. What's today? I've lost track. It's Tuesday, January. Hey, I really forgot the date. It's Tuesday, January 5th, 2021, and I'm in my car waiting for an early appointment, before I have to run my errands and then get to do some other work later on. And I just wanted to get on real quick and talk about just some real life stuff, as usual. You know me, I'm not the kind of person or not the kind of woman who likes to gloss over things and avoid things. I like to face it and really just like face it, confront it, and tackle it. So one of the things, I'm not really a New Year's resolution kind of person, but one of the things I realized that I wanted to do more this year and moving forward is just kind of operate in the sense that I was realizing that I'm always the initiator, the self-starter, the smartest person in the room. And I know I should feel like so good about that. I should feel like the leader that I am, and I speak my mind, and I've always been vocal about certain things I feel strongly about, and I've always been able to articulate those things pretty well. But I realized that on my next level is going to include a rooms that are varied, that are about me not being the smartest person in it. I'm a woman and I get tired too. Anyone who knows me knows I've been through quite a bit, just like a lot of people have this last year and beyond. I unfortunately experienced the passing of a family member, an immediate family member, like a lot of people experienced. My sister passed in December of 2020, which is not that long ago. And while I'm going through this process of like just kind of figuring out myself as a woman, figuring out myself as a mother, and now more definitively a mother of my niece, because I had custody of her before this all happened, but now that both her parents are no longer on earth, she has now become even more a responsibility of mine. She's my daughter, pretty much. So with that said, I've just always been that person in the family who's kind of like been the backbone of the family, who's always kind of like initiated things and taken things on. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be church service on Sundays. I'm folding out the chairs and passing out the programs, and it could be the funeral that just needed to be planned. It was almost as if I didn't take the initiative to start planning things, that it might not have gotten done. And I don't say that to be cocky. I say it because it's just my reality. It was my reality when my mom passed away 7 years ago. It's been my reality with so many things that need to be done within my family, outside of my family, and just generally speaking when I'm in the room. And don't get me wrong, I get that I'm a leader. I've accepted that about myself from an early age. Definitely in my work capacity, I'm a leader. And just naturally speaking, my set of traits or set points are in leadership, just in my own right. So when it comes to the family, me not being the oldest child, I've always been the middle child. That didn't matter. things were always thrust upon me. And what I felt personally, and maybe I was in my feelings, but the clincher was just that I had a family that created a lot of resistance. They didn't want to own that I was the initiator of a lot of things, and a lot of things were thrown on my head. Now thinking about it, when I think back, I think about when my mom was alive, and this was her. I just felt like, in hindsight, everything was just always thrown on her head. She was already a workaholic, already an overachiever, and she just took on way too much. But that is in the past. I just made an agreement with myself that I'm going to take on what I can take on, what I feel like I am assigned to do, but I'm going to use my spirituality, prayer, meditation, and discernment to decide what not to do as well. Because I can't off myself because everybody wants to throw tasks and work on me. That should be evenly distributed amongst people. So I say that to say that in 2021 and beyond, I just want to be more balanced in the sense that I'm going to be more intentional about my delegations. I'm going to be more vocal about how I feel a team work environment within my family, outside of my family, in my leadership and career space can be more balanced. I'm not going to mince words. I mean, I never really have, but obviously to some extent I have, because work and insane amount of work, or an imbalanced amount of work, has always been thrust upon me. And that's as of recently. So obviously I still need to make some changes, or still need to voice my opinions or my perspective. With that said, the rest of it is really just about maintaining my distance from my family because of certain things and because of toxicity and so forth. And just continuing to try my best to live life on my own terms. And not really caring what people have to say, because I've also learned that certain people around me, family and others, have been intentionally difficult, in the sense that when it costs them nothing to be supportive or to just remain neutral. Let's talk about that for a second. You don't even have to be supportive per se. Be neutral. If you're not really team Fab, then just remain neutral. But instead, I've realized I learned a lot of people that were around me were really fake, and we say this all the time. We say, oh, fake and phony people, and we go into cutoff mode like with a sword. I get it. But my approach this time around is going to be more about walking out of the room quietly, as opposed to pulling out my sword and slaying who's. At this point in my life, I just feel like, I can't act as if I can't see what I'm seeing or observing what I'm observing, because these days I'm even taking more time to observe things for over a period of time to make sure that I'm not tripping. And so with that said, it's not like a hasty decision that I'm taking. I've literally observed people over time, and they have consistently shown who they are. So I can't act as if I don't see it anymore. And with that said, that's how I'm going to approach many things this year and beyond. That's how I'm going to take on teamwork over being the smartest person in the room. And then I'm going to seek out and go after those rooms, go after those environments and stuff. Now I'm still trying to figure out and navigate this era that we're in. I don't even need to use those keywords. What I'm referring to in January 2021. But I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate being social at in physical spaces, solely online, and so forth. So with that said, I just wanted to speak my mind, speak my piece, get it out, and just, initiate my efforts this year. I don't know if I'm going to upload this to YouTube yet. If I did, it'll be one of the realest things I've done to jumpstart this year. So I probably will. This is the real me. So, yeah, I'll just upload it. I don't know who it can help. Give them insight, help them figure out what they want to do and get themselves clear. These are the things I wanted to say this morning, and I hope that in some way, shape, or form it can actually help anyone who wants to listen, or anyone who comes across this. I hope it can help them in some way, shape, or form. With that said, if I do in fact upload this to my channel, I want to encourage those who have not subscribed to my channel to do so now, and just spread the word, and just follow me on Instagram, DM me. Let's have a conversation about these life things. Let's talk. Let's socialize. Speaking of socializing and networking, let's talk to one another and really come out of our shells this year and really get to know one another and what we need to talk about, discuss to improve our lives. So that's it for now. Until my next video, guys. Bye.